There's no secret that door number 3 in the Indigo Code book is one of the most triggering parts in my eye-opening and controversial book to this day. I've received so many comments, some from people who got triggered by my book. I'm mad at this as I was well aware of this once I got the Galactic Federation approval to release this book in 2022, while I started writing it in 2019. Instead of parts, which suggest that it's part of a whole and incomplete action, I've decided to call it doors, because it opens a door to another dimension so you can raise your awareness as you go along in this unique multidimensional book. Door number 3 speaks about the aspect of relationships in current third-dimensional matrix reality, and the fifth kind. I explore the differences between bonding types of humans, how they perceive them from their minds, and how the cosmos sees them. Door number 3 has 4 chapters within it. Chapter 11 speaks about the introduction to cosmic relationships, human bonding, and karma. I speak about one of the major threats to your experience here on Gaia, planet Earth, is to interact with others to experience contrast, cooperation, different aspects of points of perception, manifest your vortex, contribute to the cosmic grid, and have fun for Zeus' name. As with other aspects of your life experiences, there are core differences between what is called cosmic awareness and the mainstream media perception of humanity. We discussed it in the resistance part of the book. In this chapter, I will introduce you to the higher realm perception. There are 2 key phrases here. The relationships definition is aligning vibrations for co-creating. The karma definition is a misalignment between the source point of view and human point of perception. Chapter 12 is the one that holds our subject for today. I'm going through several relationship types such as the Marriage Institute, polygamy, polyamory, monogamy, open relationship, betrayal in your spouse, and prostitution. Now, let us read the segment from Chapter 12 titled Prostitution on Earth. We are all aware of the negative insights and perceptions of prostitution, whether it's by social justice warriors, politically correctness motherfuckers, mainstream media, laws, the war against that industry, the feminist movement, and the list goes on and on. You are all aware of that, so there's no need to repeat that. 1. Each and everyone who got the time to be a part of that industry chose that time frame to be a part of that before she has been manifested into their physical body. 2. The universe does not see it as good or bad, it just is a way to experience life here on Terra, Earth. 3. Every interaction, consensually or unconsensually, both parties are the co-creators of that experience. There's no way that only one side will experience such an event if he does not in a vibrational match to that event. It defies the infinite laws of the universe. What I'm saying here is that both parties have a shared responsibility for creating and experiencing any events here on Gaia, which may it be positive or negative. See my podcast show, The Starseed Lounge, on Rumble and Spotify. 4. Let us take a scenario of a soul who decides to go on another trip here on Terra. The soul decides to incarnate here as a female. She has to close 120 karmic debts in the shortest period possible. Fewer reincarnations, please. From the many options, she can have the option to experience a phase of rapid intimate experiences with souls with masculine vibrations. The soul and the universe do not act or see it like most of you do nowadays. That doesn't mean that playground is going to become extinct shortly, when we are still at level 0 of development. By no means I'm saying that there shouldn't be a goal to make it better, that society should accept it as a fact, legalize it, make sure to take care of health issues, etc. This subject is not easy to deal with, especially for the ones who are still tuned into the old system paradigms, but it's refreshing for the indigos who knew all along that what they perceived since childhood was spot on. You as an indigo need to know that the changes that shifted into high gear in 2020 are going to escalate even further, and that will require you to adapt quickly. In the next chapter we will talk about the black roses, the entities who have a reverse spiral that sucks energy one way without giving anything in return. We will discuss what they are, who can they be, how you can spot them, how you can bypass their influence even though they are around you, with some case studies so that you can see how I spotted black roses in my friends and colleagues and took care of it. An action plan at the end of that chapter will give you more than enough to control some aspects of your social life. Now that we have read straight from the book, I want to ask my insights into the subject. We were downgraded from 12 strands of DNA to only 2, after the Great Flood, that occurred right at the fall of Atlantis. That caused most humans to forget their access to Akash records and the wisdom of the ages. They fell into the lower third-dimensional realm we call Earth. To make a long story short, we were slowly working our way up. At first, there were only a few of us. We started with 144,000 and now we have about 72 million starseeds. That period started about 13,000 years ago. Many ancient scripts talked about this time of ascending into the fourth and fifth dimensions. Even the Mayans mentioned it in their calendar. But, because the Gregorian calendar is false and orchestrated by the Cabal, the time of the split is not the 21st of December, 2012, but in 2024. The Dark Ages since Atlantis' fall and to this date, there was enough space for dark entities, what we call the Sons of Darkness, to enslave humanity by controlling the key players of human society. If you wish to read more about this, I recommend my dear friend, 𝐒𝐮𝐲 Perez, who wrote the book Our Cosmic Origin. You can find his book on Amazon, and follow him on YouTube at The Real 𝐒𝐮𝐲 Perez. Sex was a subject of shame, taboo if it was not within the confinement of marriage. Prostitution was also subject to negative talks and attacks. The notion was and still is that all the women who work in that field are not by free will or by choice. They say that it was 100% by force, or by lack of other choices. But is it all bad and sad? As I have mentioned today, there are two main aspects why a soul chooses to come here as a female and experience life as what you may call it, sex worker. These are, 1. Open karmic debt with a large amount of souls. 2. A choice, whether it is conscious or unconscious. The bottom line is that it is the soul's choice on both channels. It is what it is. You can be mad, angry, or triggered, but it is a choice. Period. End of discussion. That is also one explanation for incidents you call rape. More on that in future discussions on the Starseed Lounge show. That was it for this episode. Thank you for investing the time to grow and expand your awareness. If you would like to own a copy of my book, The Indigo Code, Journey of Indigo Starseed to Earth, you can order from Amazon and on my website. The links for my book are below in the description segment. If you wish to order my fantasy book, I will share the link as well. You can order me to speak to a live audience on subjects that are hidden from the masses. Enter my website for more details. With love and light of the One Infinite Creator. Richard Lionheart, the multidimensional entrepreneur.